Hello, collective. I am Juanica, also known as Miss Astrology, and this is your Aries full moon video. So this video is going to give you insight into this super moon. This is the last super moon of 2023. This is the first full moon since we've gone into the fall season, since Libra season. So since that new cycle, because Libra is a cardinal sign, it starts a new season, right? So this is that first full moon, and this is called the harvest moon. Now, when I was reading about it being the harvest moon, it was saying that this is the time that you kind of reap your harvest. However, that's not how I look at it. So if the moon is in Aries, right? The sun is in Libra, it's Libra season. It feels more to me, it makes more sense that we would plant the seeds of the harvest that we are to reap in Aries season, because the moon is in Aries, and Aries is the springtime, and that's when things spring forward. And so I really believe that, and with it being a full moon, I believe that it has a lot to do with letting go of. We know that a full moon is culminations, it's ending, it's the moon really being lit up and fully exposed and super bright and super big, that everything is able to be seen for what it is, and what needs to go, what needs to be released, what needs to come out of the dark and into the light. And because we know the moon does not create any light of its own, it really takes those outside forces to expose those things that are within us that need to, end, that need to be done with, that need to be brought up so they can be addressed, if you will. And very much so with this moon, because Libra is very much a sign of partnerships, agreements, commitments, joint ventures, fairness, justice, all of those kind of things, as well as art, beauty, money, all of those kind of beautiful, resourceful things as well, because of course we know Libra is ruled by Venus. I don't mean to say, of course we know, but we know that Venus is ruled by Venus rules Libra. So we have to remember that there's those very Venetian qualities to this energy, very partnership. Libra is more partnership. I talked about it in the Libra season video. The first 6 signs are very much about ourselves. And then once we start getting to the 7th sign through the rest of the zodiac, it's more about others. It's really about leaving outside of our homes and joining with others and learning from others and growing through others and all of those sort of things. So I actually believe that this is going to be a very intense moon for several reasons. Remember, all of this is a cycle, right? So we have to always consider what the last video, what the last cycle, what the last season was about and was saying. Like, what did I say about Libra season? What did I also say about that Virgo new moon? Remember, with that Virgo new moon, we were really like, okay, I know what to do. I know the plans. I know what I have to do. I know which way I need to go, the direction that I need to take. I got my steps, all of that. But remember, I said that this wasn't going to be as easy as we expected it to be. This wasn't going to come as smoothly and as quickly as we expected it to. And so for a lot of us, now that we're going into this, the sun at its fall and Mars at its detriment, or the other way around. No, that's right. That's right. The sun at its, no, that's wrong. The sun at its detriment, Mars at its fall. um, in these signs. So this could very much be frustration because we're not making the progress that we believe that we should be making. And a lot of that progress that we're not making, that we're not seeing ourselves move forward in, has to do with our relationships, has to do with our partnerships, our agreements with others. It may be legal matters or things that we're really trying to negotiate, and it's not happening as easily as we thought. And so we find ourselves frustrated, we find ourselves annoyed under this energy, when really because the sun doesn't want to be in Libra. So this is not the time to fight. This is not the time to be egotistical. And that's exactly what the sun wants to do. The sun is our ego. Now, you guys know I'm not against the ego. I'm a fire sign, so I like the ego. And so it's just, there's a time and a place for it, right? There's a time to nurture the ego, and there's a time to silence the ego and to put yourself to the side for the betterment of the balance of others, of partnerships, of relationships, of commitments. And with the sun in Libra, not a good time to fight. And with Mars in Libra, also because Mars rules Aries, the sun is exalted in Aries, Mars is the ruler of Aries. Both of those planets are in Libra. So both of those planets are feeling tired and weak. A lot of us may be feeling tired and unmotivated and like really hoping that others will encourage us more. Well, with the moon here, this has the ability to invoke action or aggression. We can either move forward and do what we need to do, whether that be cutting off, whether that be honestly doing just what's best for us right now, instead of looking for others to help us, looking for others to balance us. This may be very much a time of, listen, I just got to do the damn thing. Like, I just got to put my emotions to the side. Or let your emotions be a motivator for you instead of an agitator. Let your emotions motivate you during this time. Do not allow yourself to get worked up. Do not allow yourself to get aggravated. Do not allow yourself to get overly assertive. Do not allow yourself to get aggressive. However, for some of us, it's time to get assertive, right? And that's, now this is the thing that you always have to remember about astrology. It's a balance. It's, of course I would use the word balance, right? It's Libra season. It could go either way because it's free will and fate. These things could happen for you depending on how you maneuver, how you work with this energy. Do you decide to take this kind of unsettledness that isn't all the way motivated but is irritated at the same time? Are you going to use this energy to get yourself together and do what's best for you outside of the partnership, understanding and knowing that when you do what's best for you, you are better in the partnership? And I think the reason that that comes up to say is because Chiron, the wounded healer, is in Aries. Okay, and the North Node is in Aries. Now, these aren't in any tight aspect to the sun and the moon. This full moon really is just about the sun and the moon, about our ego and our emotions and what we're gonna do with those. But with Chiron here, Chiron is the wounded healer in astrology. Chiron, in the mythology of it, Chiron took on someone else's, was like, no, like in Hunger Games, I volunteer. Like, Chiron took Prometheus, took on those wounds to no longer see him suffer. And in doing so, Zeus considered that honorable and therefore made Chiron a healer, a centaur, considered a wise one within the gods in the mythology. And so this is really, Chiron really encourages us to heal from our wounds. And guess what? We all got a Chiron, okay? We all got a wound, okay? We agreed to take this wound with us to this physical realm when we came here. And so we also, in that agreement, knew that there was a way to heal and become the wounded healer of this certain aspect in our lives. And so Chiron being in Aries, the sign of I am, this could very much be about, I am going to stand up for myself. I am going to establish my boundaries. I am going to take action towards my goals, my desires, because the North Node is involved. The North Node in Aries, remember, the North Node is like that spotlight. The three wise men follow the North Star in order to get to their destination. So it points you in the direction that we really should be going. and where we may need to really move away from. And so that means the South Node is in Libra, the Sun is weak in Libra, Mars is weak in Libra. And so while a lot of us may be feeling like we have to do this for the group, honestly, if we're not doing what's best for our own healing and our own self, the group is going to be unhealthy. The group is not going to heal as a whole. A lot of us need to step back and really do just for ourselves and for our North Star and for our own healing. We've been so much about the group. We've been so much about the partnerships. We've been so much about the others that we are bound to, if you will, committed to, locked in agreement with, and locked in with. We've been so committed to those people that we haven't so much stood up for ourselves. Now, on the other hand, some of us have been so freaking selfish that it's time to give more to others. Okay? This is really just going to depend on what Libra and what Aries energy you have in your chart. Are you Aries? Are you Libra? Other signs that could very much be impacted are going to be Cancer and Capricorn as well. These are the cardinal signs. This is cardinal energy, the sun and the moon, and everything that's going on in Aries and Libra. And so those four signs are going to be the most likely impacted. Are you being fair with the group, or are you making everything about you? I get the vision of you have a big family, but you always choose where you go out to eat and it's always your favorite place. And so this is a lot about am I on my I am or if I check myself, do I need to be less on my I am and more on my I balance, which is Libra energy. Some of us are spoiled. Some of us need to give more to those that we are in partnership with, in agreement with. Some of us need to be fair. Some of us are not being fair. We're being selfish. And dare I say greedy with Jupiter in Taurus. That's greedy energy. I'll pull some cards so that we can I have decided that I'm likely going to pull cards with the moon readings. Just makes more sense, right? So first, let's roll the dice. I'm trying to see. Oh, it's not going to work. Okay, that's it. Next time I'll position my camera so that you guys can see. I don't want you to see my hands too much right now anyways, because my nails are terrible. Oops. Jupiter, Aquarius, and I see the number 8. Wow. So for me, 8 is about transformation, death, rebirth. Then we have Jupiter, the planet of expansion. I just saw Jupiter. There it goes. Jupiter, the planet of expansion. It's upside down. There it goes. Can y'all see that? And Aquarius. Okay. I don't know if you can see that. I love these dice. I feel like they go well with the tarot cards. These were also Astro Matrix. But for me, the number 8 is about death and rebirth. We are getting, Scorpio season is up next, right? And so there are some things that are going to have to shed. There are going to be some dark times ahead of us. And this could very well be because there's going to be some relationships and some partnerships that have to come to an end. And that's what that Aquarius energy also kind of represents. It could be friendships. Whatever it is, it's partnerships that people know you as togetherness. Aquarius is another air sign, so that's a trine. And then Jupiter is, to me, kind of a reminder of this. Ultimately could be a blessing, and if you don't let go, if you hold on to it, because number 8 and Scorpios like to hold on to things, Aquarius is a fixed sign, this could end up being harmful, more harmful than it has to be. However, if you allow a transformation to happen, allow a rebirth to happen, even if that means death to something, that this has the potential to be very good for you, a true overall blessing. Okay, let's just pull a few cards. Pull some cards. Let's see how this works. I'm using a webcam this time, you guys. I'm trying to do stuff different. I'm trying to figure it out, okay? And at the same time, work with this energy. Oh, by the way, my October calendar is up. So I am taking a limited amount of readings. I am back to doing readings. I have not done readings really all summer, maybe longer. Yeah, maybe longer. I haven't done readings in a while, but now I'm back to it. Really trying to get a little bit more digital. Knight of Swords hopped out. Ugh, don't look at my nails, you guys. They're so bad. Okay. Seven of Swords. Those are air signs, lots of air already. Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands always represents a form of victory, of overcoming, achieving, but also some wounds are there too, right? Some wounds. He's been in battle. Three of Pentacles. I like this. I feel like I'm gonna stop right here for just a second. I feel like the Knight of Swords and the Seven of Swords are bringing information, are bringing some words, are bringing some things. The swords are air signs. That's exactly what they bring. They bring information. They bring, a lot of times they can even bring gossip. And that's what the seven represents: gossip, deceit, lies, somebody not telling the truth about something. And with this being the Knight of Swords, I just feel like it's maybe because if you look at him, he's going full forward, full blast with his sword up, right? Like he's really here to get to the truth and the bottom of some things. And yeah, it's time to get to the truth or the bottom of some things. And I think in that, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna be harmful. It's gonna leave some wounds. You're gonna be tender, but at the same time, with it being the wands, which are the fire signs, so we have air with the swords and Libra energy, and wands, which that Aries energy. There's a victory in this. There's a level of confidence in this. Look how strong he is. Like, look how built he is. His body looks great, right? Even though he's obviously wounded, even though he's obviously been through some things. Okay. And the Three of Pentacles is very much about learning, very much about, if you look at them, they're learning, they're collaborating. And I feel like that this is also a reminder that it may dwindle down. Okay. The people we may be learning from, our resources may get a little bit tighter, but we're learning, and we're getting to the practicality of things. Like, it's getting there for us. And our peer group is getting smaller. There's only three people in that, but at the same time, those three people are making this, like, it's the what is it, the trifecta, the trilogy. Threes represent completion. All you need is a good three, right? There was three wise men, you know. You want that three cord braid rope. It's stronger than two. And then at the same time, there's always going to be like the tiebreaker, if you will, the fairness. Queen of Swords, lots of air showing up. And I think with that, it's like, listen, you're going to have to stand up for yourself. You're going to have to say what it is that you got to say. Or on the other hand, maybe you got to be quiet. Maybe silence wins this one. Maybe you don't have to fight for yourself. You've already proven yourself. You've already kind of done enough. Okay. The Tower. Listen, 3, 4, 5, and it's the sixth card that I pull. So for me with the Tower, there's that Mars energy. When we see the Tower card right here, on this one, there's that Mars energy there. And I think that this is really just a refinement. This is really just you may be losing some things. Some things very much may be coming to an end. It may feel like it's falling apart, but you know this is for your higher good. You have that higher knowledge that this is what needs to be done. This is what needs to be let go of. This is what needs to be let loose of. That you just no longer should even be entertaining. There's refinement that's coming from this. And you got to say what you got to say. You got to get it. You got to be wise about this. These are things that you knew you needed to, that you know need to be said, that you need to hear, or that you know you need to hear. And if you're hearing this person and you know that they're right, you know you were wrong. You know they're right. You know what they're saying is truth. You know what they're saying is wise. You know what? You don't gotta fight. You don't gotta fight. If you look at him, he's been fighting, right? We already declared that. Now he's standing there with his wand, standing there at his side. Sometimes, you know what? Just listen. Just let it happen. This could be very transformative. The Tower always represents transformation. This could be very transformative, very much a refinement that you learn so much from and even get closer in. Okay, let's pull one more card. I don't want this to go too long. I have noticed that you guys don't want to go too long. Okay, we just want little short videos, and I'm okay with that too. And for the last card, the Eight of Swords. Listen, these last two jumped out as well. We'll just stick with mine then. Knight of Wands, Ace of Wands. Lots of, I see why these two jumped out. Lots of fire, lots of air. The only thing that we have is Earth is the Three of Pentacles. To me, that represents that Mercury and Virgo energy, maybe even that Jupiter and Taurus energy as well. The Pentacles are the Earth signs. So that's the, other than that, even though the Tower is a major arcana and isn't represented by a sign, there's fire here. Lots of fire, right? There's lots of fire, lots of refinement. Then we have the Knight of Wands and the Ace of Wands. So listen, whatever it is that you do, especially with these wands here, whether it be you defending yourself or you, this age, shutting up. You already knew anyways. You already, listen, what I mean by that is whatever this is that is coming up for some of us, it's either or, right? Whatever it is, it's coming up for some of us. We already knew somebody was lying. And I say that we knew because she's blinded. And trust me, this woman can get out of there. She was really wanting to get out of there. And she's just stuck there in the, like, no water, no nothing, just around all this that she just doesn't even want to address. There's all this words and information and conversations that maybe even need to be had, and all these thoughts even about things that aren't being addressed. She's like, oh, I can't do nothing. I'm helpless. I'm the victim. I can't do anything. But that's not true. We know she could do something. And then it's at the same time, it's just like, where's she coming from? What are you even talking about? So I hope that makes sense. I'm going to stop right here. The Queen of Wands encourages us to speak with wisdom. The Seven of Wands, the Queen of Swords encourages us to speak with wisdom. The Knight of Swords encourages us to say what we need to say with wisdom, with kindness. Even she's wise. I mean, she's smart. She's an air sign. They're all smart. But speak with wisdom. Really, the point is to get to the truth of the matter. But ultimately, you knew the truth, that there was a truth of the matter. Okay. And as this comes up, it has the potential to really change things. Really, really change things. With the fire is a lot of refinement. It's a lot of burning away. We have a fiery moon here. There's a lot of energy that's likely to come up over this weekend. And as we address it in a mature way to get to the middle of, to decipher spirit and truth, right? To get to the bottom of it, to kind of cut away so that we can get to the meat of it. We have to assert ourselves, or we have to let that other person assert themselves. We have to be willing to answer those questions and address those issues that others may be coming to us with, presenting us with. It may be their passion, and we're on the other end of it. We're the ones that need to speak truth. We're the ones that need to be honest now. Okay? This has the potential to do a lot of refining and ultimately a lot of teaching. A lot to learn from this. And we're going to simply grow from it. It may seem like a loss at first. I'm going to just pull a crystal card. It may seem like a loss at first, but it's not. It's not a loss. It's a teachable moment. Overcome your fears. This is a tiger's eye. Love tiger's eye. Can y'all see that? Overcome your fear. Have the conversation. And when I say have the conversation, either ask the questions or answer the questions. Take action. Don't get aggressive. Assert yourself. Stand up for yourself. However, don't be aggressive. Don't overdo it. Don't fight. This could be a very fighty energy over the weekend. Additionally, with that, you also want to make sure that if you're going to be intentional and really set intentions and practice ritual work, it's fire and air, right? So I would use candles. I would write out. I would burn paper. I would use smoke to clear my space, or incense, feathers, any of those kind of things that represent air. I like to work with whatever element the sun and the moon are under. So we're under fire and air energy for this. So yeah, I would burn some things. Be careful now. Always have water. Always in a safe space. Don't leave a candle burning if you have children or a cat. Or don't leave a candle burning at all. I will leave a candle burning, but no, not that I have a cat now. I would not anymore. Okay. Okay, I hope that helps. I hope this video helps. Please share it with a friend. Remember, my October books are open. And until next time, peace.